Hi! Hello YouTube, hello viewer, hello TED people, random viewer on YouTube. I don't know what's the point of greeting people on a video, but people only perceive others as the way they can see other people. And on here, I want to thank TED for teaching me that. Because a lot of times, what we see is this. There's this frame that we look at, and that's all we see. Unless I turn it around and you can see more. And that's kind of what we learned in our TED class. We all have this frame of image of what we look, and that's all we see, and that's all we think that it is. But there's so much more to it. And look. Now I'm on the other side, and you can't see me unless you turn around and be on my side. See, look, now the world is a little different. But not really, it's just one big picture. And that's what we all need to do sometimes. We can't just look at one thing and judge it as it is. And as we learn, there's so many ways to look at things, and there's so many people with different ideas. And TED, it's a place where people gather together and share their ideas. And I think that's wonderful because it's like reading books, except it's even better. You can just see and hear people directly, and you can, follow through with their experience, see what they have been through, and try to get on their side to understand people better. And I think my classmates and my teacher have become much more understanding of others and become a better listener because of TED. And we do these questions together, we watch the videos together, we talk about it, we try to make connections, we try to see what the presenter is trying to bring to people, and it's just wonderful because a lot of times what we find is that a lot of people have similar ideas like us, but maybe in a different way of presenting it, maybe in a different experience, but we can all try to relate with other people, or at least we become more vulnerable, more open to new ideas, and not just call people out on what they say. If they're talking about religion, then they're just stereotypical. If they're talking about race, or if they're talking about sexuality, or if they're just talking about what they want to do and what they think about school, what they think about taking pictures of people, and it's so inspiring because it makes us uncomfortable at first because we're always fast, quick, and we always want to call people out, and a lot of times we're not even aware of it, even as of right now, because we're just made like that. We're so caught up in our left brain, and that's fine sometimes. Sometimes that's okay, but if we just forget about right brain or thinking from other people's point of view, we kind of are trapped in this rather hellish place, and a lot of conflicts come from that. And sometimes I think this is what we need to do. We need to knock on your own image, and you need to see who's in there, what are you listening to, and how are you listening to them. Because often like in the beginning I said, we only understand people in our own terms, and if that's not enough, we should well, not we should, there's no such thing as like we should, but it's kind to listen to people and not put words into what they didn't say. When we listen to people, we have to listen very carefully, because a lot of times what we are hearing is ourselves instead of what people are actually saying. And when we speak, we should also be aware of what we're saying, because we might just be arguing, but to us that's normal. We're just saying what we want and not communicating. And that's a lot of a lot of videos taught us how to do that better or try to avoid doing that. And I think it's wonderful. And I just want to thank you so much for putting all this together and spreading ideas and inspiring people. And the last thing I want to mention is, well, for now, this is my first video. I'll make more later. But for now, I want to say, it's not enough to be inspired. It's not enough to feel understood. It's great. That's wonderful. And we need more of that. But we can't just be inspired. We have to take actions, and we have to make things happen from those inspiration, or else they're just talking. It's just TED Talks, not TED Do's. That would be wonderful. Yeah, I've had such a great time, and I plan to try to watch all of them probably over the summer. I'm doing this on the last day of my school, and I'm like, man, I love TED. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you. Oh, by the way, sorry, I have so much to say. I'm not very good at trying to put into words because I just am being. The last thing I want to say right now is the best motivation is action. Because of what people do a lot is motivate other people and inspire people, but people feel good about that, but they don't do something afterwards. They still feel the same. It's not enough to just talk about things. You have to do something about it. And the best way to do something is to take action. It's pretty obvious, but the most obvious things, people don't get it. And I think that's a great skill we've all learned from TED. We try to summarize things into the most simple, effective sentence or a few phrases to get an important message across, something so important. And I think that is amazing. Thank you. See you later.